Hello there. Let's get ready to rumble. Are you ready? Are you ready for another exciting live stream from Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel? Hello, welcome once again to Sunday's live stream from Elvis the Ultimate Fan channel. To everybody that is joining me live, welcome. If you're watching me on replay, where were you? No, I'm only joking. I know I'm well aware that it is Easter weekend and a lot of you will be sort of having get-togethers and celebrating Easter and so forth. So perfectly understandable that maybe you couldn't make it live this week. So I hope you enjoy watching on playback. So what have we got? Live chat or all messages? Yes, correct. That's the first thing maybe we should say is make sure that you've got that all messages or live chat actually selected, because when you start playing the quiz, which is coming up in a few minutes, you might not see all the answers and you might not see you might think that your answer hasn't shown when it has, because it doesn't show all of them unless you select all. I just want to do something here, actually. I want to get rid of that for a minute because it's blocking the view, the lovely view of Graceland. Yes, we're in Graceland again, and it's 1:32, just after 1:32 p.m. in lovely Graceland. So I hope you enjoy the view. Now, what have we got? Plenty to look forward to today. We've got This Day in Elvis History, of course, live and interactive poll. That will be based on the topic, which is coming up in a few minutes. I Wish Elvis Had Recorded, which is picked by a viewer, I believe, this week. Yes, somebody called Lordina. Hi, Lordina. And it's a good one. It's a good one. I hope you're checking out these A Song I Wish Elvis Had Recorded, because I always leave a link below and you can just click on it and check it out. And it's a good one this week. What else have we got? Oh, yeah. Photoshop of the week. A nasty Photoshop of the week. Caption this photo. We always have a lot of fun with caption this photograph. It's one that I put in the community tab. Where is the community tab? Yes, that you'll find the community tab there on the home page. And I usually post it on a Monday or a Tuesday. And whoever gives the best, the funniest caption to the photograph, normally it will be the ones that get the most thumbs up, and is the one that sort of wins. They don't win a prize, but they just get they get to win the Caption This Photo trophy, which is invisible. Actually, it's a lovely trophy, but it's hard to see. Smoking hot photo, don't forget that to come up, and a YouTube channel I recommend. I've started that a couple of weeks ago. I do watch quite a few Elvis channels on YouTube, so the ones I like I'm going to recommend. Why not? Because that's what it's all about. The more people that watch Elvis YouTube channels, the better. You can call me free on WhatsApp and Instagram and Facebook Messenger later on when I take off the hold on the phones. If there's anything you want to speak to me about, or if there's anything you want to share with the listeners about Elvis, just anything at all. It's all free, and it's a lot of fun. I'd like to say thank you for all the messages, kind messages sent through the week, and emails and photoshops and ideas for the show. Great. The quiz is coming up, and it was Banjo Paul that won it last week. However, in the spirit of the Elvis family, he wants to donate it to somebody else. Well done, Banjo Paul. I really, really admire that. And he says that he wants to donate it to Chris R. I hope you're watching, Chris. I'm not sure whether I saw your name in the chats yet, but if you are, then I hope you'll confirm your details to me. Obviously your name. I know your name. Your address, postcode, and so forth. And we will get that lovely prize to you. have I got that prize, or have I cleared it off? I might have cleared it off, but it's the DVD. It's the DVD that was going for. And also, speaking of prizes, I meant to show this last week and I forgot to load it up. Priscilla, do you remember Priscilla won this? Well, she sent me a lovely photograph of it framed, and there it is. She got it framed, and it's going to take pride of place on her wall in her home. So she looks really, pleased with herself, to say the least, doesn't she? And I didn't think it could be improved, but it looks even better now that it's in a frame. So there you are. That's the prize that Priscilla won last month, and this month just gone, Banjo Paul has elected to donate the prize to another Elvis the Ultimate Fan Channel viewer, and it's Chris R. So as I say, Chris, when you're watching this, if you're watching this on replay, I don't think you're watching it live at the moment, you can get in touch with me and we'll get that DVD to you. Right, so Bossa Nova Baby, hi Steve and all. Hello Bossa Nova. Thanks again to everybody that's joining live. I couldn't do it without you. I really couldn't. What else did I want to say? I've covered it. I've covered so much so far that I wanted to say. I wanted to mention Priscilla, and I wanted to mention Banjo Paul donating the prize. So we're going to do the quiz, and it's return of
the mystery voice,
which means I get to use my favorite jingle, or one of my favorite jingles,
the mystery voice.
So I see that Dave is in the building. Hi, Dave. I also see Maxine, the Elvis family, and Lou Dane. So they're all going to help me out on moderation on this, because sometimes it goes so fast that I miss who gave me the correct answer first. So make sure you've selected all messages for the chat. And Carolina loves Elvis. Hi, Carolina. Thank you very, very much for the other day. And let's have a look. Banjo Paul says, also known as the Memphis Mafia 2. I'm not sure. I think I've missed something there. Oh, I might have a chance with all the experts here. Right. Here we go. Dave says, thanks for the share. And it's that. Lovely picture of Priscilla showing off the prize. Right, so here we go. Mystery voice. I'm looking here, and I think there might be one that might catch you all out. I'm hoping there is. I still want to catch you out. I still failed. Another thing. Target. We've got a target today of 300 likes for this video. So if you can give a thumbs up, there's a thumbs up below this video. Click on the thumbs up, because, as I say, it's not for me. Every thumbs up is a thumbs up for Elvis. The more thumbs up a video gets, the more it's shown by YouTube, and the more people see an Elvis-related item. And that's what it's all about. We didn't quite make 300 likes last week. I failed. So... But if you don't succeed, try again. So if you can give me 500, if you can give me 300 likes, 300, and this includes if you're watching it on playback as well. Click the thumbs up, and let's see if we can get 300 likes. The more 300, the better. Deb Haight says, I already did. Well, thank you very much then, Deb. Thank you very, very much. Right, the mystery voice coming up. If I remember which button I allocated the mystery voices to. And I don't think this one will catch you out. A lot of people will probably get this, but there's one here which I'm pretty confident is going to cause a lot of problems. So here we go. Mystery voice number 1.
Elvis, I found him fabulous to work with. I remember the very first day I ever walked on a set with Elvis, he made an issue of coming to my dressing room and welcoming me.
Right. Let's see what we got. Did I make that too easy? Yeah. All right. Well, basically, it was Bill Bixby. Yes. So, and Maxine is saying Brian Roberts. Well done, Brian Roberts. Yeah, a lot of people. Bill Bixby. Milton Berle, no. Although it did sound a little bit like Milton, didn't it? No idea. I'll need to brush up on the interviews. Yeah, there's a lot of interviews actually on YouTube. Lou Dane says Brian Roberts. Mrs. EAP Elaine says Incredible Hulk. Yes. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Okay. So, yes, I'm going to put down Brian Roberts. Well done, Brian. And he gets the new jingle, which is this one, which I was playing along with last week, and I might do it again.
May I help you?
Aren't you cold?
Only from 9 to 5.
Aren't you cold? I just love the way he said 3 words and he sounds cool. Aren't you cold? Bill Bixby was the first one. Number 2, I'm going to have to watch very, very quickly here because a lot of people are going to get this. This is Mystery Voice number 2.
Elvis started in the latter part of 54, and he went through 55, was doing pretty good, locally, Arkansas, Texas, Mississippi, just touring the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll be very, very surprised. Yeah, made it too easy. Mary Jones says Sam Phillips, no. Sonny West, no, not Sonny West. Get out of the stables, Grandma. Yeah, that was one I used to use a couple of weeks ago, wasn't it, Dave? Yeah. Right, so it was Vernon Presley, and I need to see. I am having difficulties, no sound. Oh, okay, Lou Dane. All right, okay. No problem. So, Maxine says Karen Armstrong, and Dave says Edwidge got Vernon. So, was it that Karen Armstrong got Vernon Presley? Is that what it is? Let's have a look. Karen Armstrong, I'm looking here. Well, Karen Armstrong got Vernon, which is good enough because we all know who Vernon is. Oh, I'm going to give that to Karen. And Karen, you get this.
May I help you?
Aren't you cold?
Only from 9 to 5.
Yes, only from 9 to 5. Yeah, that was Vernon speaking on June 21st while they were on tour, and that tour, that actually in Rapid City, and that particular concert was being recorded and shot. It was being recorded by RCA, and it was being filmed by CBS for Elvis in Concert. So that was that one. This is another one here, which I think will probably be fairly easy, but I'll be looking for the spelling, the correct spelling, okay? And here we go.
All right, when I met Elvis, I told him, well, the first thing he apologized to me. That was the first thing he said to me. I apologize. Mary Keats just dyed my eyelashes and eyebrows.
Right. What do you think? And as I say, I am going to be quite strict on the spelling. No, it wasn't Nancy Sinatra, Dylan. No. Good guess, though. Wasn't Shelley Winters, but it sounds like Shelley Winters. Okay. Marianne Mobley? No. Okay. Stella Stevens? No. Timothy Lee. Oh, by the way, Timothy, thank you for your email. It does actually, I must admit now some people are saying Shelley Winters, right? It does sound like Shelley Winters' voice. However, that was the lovely Marlin, not Marilyn, Marlin Mason. And if you're interested, any new viewers that don't know this, I actually interviewed Marlin Mason on this channel. And it was a delight to speak to her. It really was. She's such a delightful, bubbly, even though, she's quite senior now, is a way of putting it. She's got a very young attitude and a very young outlook on life. So I'm putting here Jack Mullins. Well done, Jack. And you're getting this.
May I help you?
Aren't you cold?
Only from 9 to 5.
Jack Mullins, yes, Marlin Mason. And as I say, if you want to catch up, please do listen to my interview with Marlin on this show. Right. I just love this guy. I really, really love this guy now that's coming. Okay, I've narrowed it down for you. It's a man, but you'll know it's a man as soon as he opens his mouth. But I just love this guy. And here he is. Mystery voice number 4.
You did? Yes. I loved Elvis Presley. When I was a boy, people used to think I looked like him. I had a big Elvis hair, you know. I did, seriously. I loved him. Well, there were 2 icons in the 50s that made all the difference in our lives. There was Elvis Presley and James Dean. And they had a profound effect on our culture. And they still do. It's amazing, isn't it? You didn't think I wanted to talk about it, did you?
I just love that bit at the end where he goes, and you didn't think I wanted to talk about it, did you? And then the laugh. Because right before that, you know, I think the guy with trepidation mentions Elvis. And obviously, as you can see, Martin Sheen absolutely adores Elvis. But it's just something about Martin Sheen. I don't know what it is. I just adore him myself. I really, really do. I'd love to get him on the show and actually speak, because he'd probably talk about Elvis for days and days. But yeah, Martin Sheen. And who have we got? We've got Norset 45. Well done, Norset.
May I help you?
Aren't you cold?
Only from 9 to 5.
Okay, Norset 45. Well done, dear. All right. He's as funny as anything. Yes, Martin Sheen is. He just seems like a genuinely nice guy. He really does. And that laugh at the end when he says, and you didn't think I wanted to talk about it, did you? Yeah. Alrighty. Now, what do you think about this one? Number 5. You'll probably people will probably get it in. Eric Crawford says Martin Sheen is a cool dude. Yes, I do believe he is a cool dude. And as I say, wouldn't it be great if you could get Martin on the show and talk about Elvis? Would it just be great? Not his son Charlie, silly. Right, here we go. Tell me what you think of this one. Number 5.
He was an amazing character, very funny guy.
Wow.
But he was Elvis. Yeah. I mean, you know.
Now, that was a short one. That was a really, really short one. And I'm hoping that that's the one that's going to catch you out this week. Finally. Oh. Alrighty. Okay. How did you get it from just that little snippet? Banjo Paul, well done. Yes. Kirsty Marie says no idea. Very Manilow. Vincent Spencer says very Manilow. I like the way he says, but it was Elvis. Just the way he says, but it was Elvis at the end of it. That's the way a lot of people feel. It's Elvis. Yeah, Banjo Paul, you beat me so fast, says Carolina. Yeah, Banjo Paul was very quick there.
May I help you?
Aren't you cold?
Only from 9 to 5.
Okay. Banjo Paul. And the very, very last one for this week. Do you know, I still haven't decided what the prize is for this week. Right, here we go. Is this one. And this is a speed round because you're going to get it straight away.
He bought a ranch one time. He ended up buying 34 pickup trucks because he was a rancher now. But that's the way he was. I mean, we were in Denver, Colorado one time. We bought a few cars in Denver, and a disc jockey heard about this the next day, and he said, Elvis, if you're still out there, I'd like to have a new car, too. Elvis told him to go get him a car.
Yep. Way, way, way too easy, that one. I just need to know from the... although Vincent has said Charlie Hodge. I just need to know from the mods who it was first. Maxine says Dylan Bowen. Of course it was Joe Esposito. Let's have a look. A lot of... Johanna Steele says, good one, Joey. Salam says, I look like I was the first. Dylan Bowen with full name. Okay, yeah, Joe Esposito. We do need the full name. Banjo Paul says, haven't heard his voice in a long time. No set with Joe. We do need the full name. Yeah, we do need the full name. So we're gonna go with Dylan. Dylan, you get this.
May I help you?
Aren't you cold?
Only from 9 to 5.
Okay. Because yeah, we do kind of need the first and second name. So that wraps up the quiz for April the 9th, the mystery voice, or what is it?
The mystery voice.
Just so I could use that jingle again. I'll be opening the phones in a few minutes in case anybody does want to ring in and say anything to me, good, bad, or beautiful. But I wanted to share with you one of my favorite, where is it here now? One of my favorite stories about Elvis and his generosity. And I'll also be posting the poll in a minute as well, because I want to get people voting on that. Right. Here we go. Mrs. Minnie Person, a teller at a Memphis bank, said she was admiring a custom-made limousine outside a downtown Cadillac agency. I had my head over it, looking at it, and he came out of the back parking lot and asked if I liked it, Mrs. Person said. I beg your pardon. He was Elvis Presley. Yes, of course. While she was still standing there with her mouth open, she managed to compliment the auto. Elvis said, that one's mine, but I'll buy you one. He caught me by the arm and carried me back to the parking lot where he had come from and told me to pick one out. Elvis told an employee of the dealership to put it on the list and continued talking to Mrs. Person, learning, among other things, that it was her birthday. As he handed her the keys to the car, he wished her a happy birthday, Mrs. Person said, and told an aide to write her a check for an undisclosed amount to buy some clothes to go with the car. Mrs. Person said she chose a gold and white Eldorado, which listed for $11,500. And there is the very car that Elvis bought her, and there is Mrs. Person on the right. And there's another photograph as well, which does the rounds. And I'm pretty sure that's her daughter. And again, Mrs. Person on the right. So that is some nice looking car, isn't it? Now, as I say, I just wanted to share that with you. A lot of people on here are well familiar with that story. But for any new viewers or anything like that, it might be a new story for you. I'd like to say, let's not forget, Elvis didn't do this for publicity or to make people like him. This is my belief anyway. They already did like him, but he did it because he wanted to share his good fortune with his family, friends, and fans. He never forgot what it was like to have nothing and who he owed his success to. That's the way I feel about it. But what a lovely, lovely gesture to do that. She was just, Minnie Person was just looking at a Cadillac, admiring it. He came over, bought her one, and also gave her some money for her birthday. Now, we know of many, many times where Elvis did things like that, the same sort of thing like that along the way. So that was by no means a one-off. But I want to ask the question today, and it is, was Elvis's generosity taken advantage of by some? And it's very, very simple. It's just yes or no. Was Elvis's generosity taken advantage of by some? And that's what I'm going to ask you now, and you'll see that on the screen in a second. If you're watching on playback, you won't see it, and you won't be able to vote on that, but you will hear me near the end of the show give you the result of that poll. And I will do what I promised to do in case anybody does want to ring in to say anything by all means ring in on that number that's on the screen, or you can use Instagram or Facebook Messenger if you have me on Facebook Messenger. And it's the Facebook Messenger that's... Okay, here we go. Great. Hi, Maxine.
Hey, Steve.
How are you keeping?
Not too bad.
You've been a bit quiet the last few weeks. Nice to hear your voice again.
Yes, nice to hear yours as well.
Okay, so what do you think?
It was... what about the story first, or whether he's
wherever you want to start.
All right. I think one of my favourite stories that I've heard and read is where this disabled woman,
yes.
I think she lived around the corner from him.
Yes.
And he brought her an electric wheelchair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one.
Yeah, that's right. And he lifted her into it.
Yep, he did.
And the guys said that as far as they were aware, she had no idea who he was. He was just somebody that walked through the door, gave her this beautiful wheelchair. I think he gave her some money as well. And then just walked out of her house again. Amazing man.
He is an amazing man.
Okay, what do you think about the Cadillac?
Oh, that's amazing.
Have you heard that story before?
Not heard it, but it's amazing that he's done that way.
Yeah, it is. What do you think? I mean, I don't think for a minute that Mrs. Person took advantage of him, because she didn't even realize he was there. She was just admiring the Cadillac. But do you think that maybe other people might have taken advantage of his generosity?
100%, yes.
Yeah, unfortunately. He was just too kind-hearted, wasn't he?
He was. That's the way he was brought up and what he believed in.
Because, as I said, he definitely didn't do it to be liked or for the publicity. No. He didn't want it to get in the papers, and he didn't want it to get on the news. He just did it because he wanted to share his good fortune with everybody.
He did.
And also, I fully believe Elvis never forgot what it was like to have nothing and to be really just dirt poor, really.
I don't think he ever forgot that. It was very deep in his roots, bless him.
It was. I think it's something like that you wouldn't forget anyway.
No, I wouldn't forget it either.
All right, Maxine, thanks very much.
All right,
thanks for moderating as well.
That's all right. Thank you for
all the best.
Going live.
Okay.
You too.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so Maxine is a definite yes on that. Was Elvis's generosity taken advantage of? I can see the votes still coming in, so people do have thoughts on that. Here we go. All right. Hey, Mark, how are you doing?
Hello, Steve. How you doing? All right.
All right, yeah.
Great show again, mate.
Thanks very much. I just want to get rid of this. Yeah. Good to hear you again.
Yeah. Just on your opinions of great story about him and his generosity and.
Did you know about this Mrs. Person getting this Cadillac?
Yeah, I knew about that. And I knew about
it's quite a well-known story. But we do know that there's many ones that he's he's done that probably will never see the light of day, and never made the newspapers, thankfully.
That's it. Yeah. Well, he did it for people he didn't know, and if you forget that. Yeah. The things that he bought for all the entourage, the people, the musicians, houses, cars, jewellery, You forget, like, he even bought J.D. Sumner a tourbus. Didn't I remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Things like that,
And did he give them the car as well when they were doing the Jungle Room sessions, the second Jungle Room sessions? He wanted them to get home in style, so he said, "Here, take my car." Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Well, it's like him being on stage as well. He used to pull his rings off and throw his belt in the stage or rings in the stage, things like that. It didn't mean anything to him, did it?
No. I think he was more, he wanted to do it to see the person's reaction and the look on their face.
Yeah, of course.
That meant more to him than an $11,500 worth of Cadillac.
Yeah. I think probably the Colonel probably thought, bloody hell.
And especially Vernon. Vernon would have had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah. But, well, you don't get nobody like that today who does things like that. And like you say, it wasn't done for better to be on the front page of a newspaper, was it? You know,
That's right. That's right.
You know, he did it out of his own heart, and like you say, he had nothing to start off with, didn't he? And
Yeah,
and then he had it all, and
yeah.
of course, yeah.
But his generosity was taken advantage of.
Definitely, yeah. I think, no, it wasn't obviously taken from his fans or anything like that, but I think some of the people who work with him within inside the Memphis Mafia, I think some people who wasn't probably there for too long or were around for a while, I think took advantage. And also, I think you have to say as well, doctors and people like that may have took a bit of advantage of him. But again, he was like wanting things off them. So, and of course, he had things off them when he wanted them 24 hours a day, didn't he?
That's right.
You know,
a lot of people within the inner circle said it was very, very difficult to say no to Elvis.
Yeah, I suppose so, because if you did, it'd probably still go ahead and give it you anyway, even if it was the same day or tomorrow to surprise you.
Yeah.
He didn't like no for an answer, did he?
No.
yeah.
Well, I suppose you know, as he got more famous and he got richer, you know, he wasn't used to being told no. That's what it was.
That's it. Yeah, definitely. I just want your thoughts on Priscilla Presley and her tour this week.
I haven't heard much about it actually. I know she was in Scotland, wasn't she?
Yeah, and she was in Birmingham from last week. I just want your opinion.
Did you go?
I didn't go. The reason why I didn't go, because I just find it, I don't know what your opinion is of it, but I just think so soon to tour and do this after a loss of a daughter. I think she should have left this alone and probably, you know, if she was going to do this, I don't think it's the right time.
Well, I mean, I would agree with you. Yes, it does seem very close to her bereavement of her daughter. But does anybody know when it was arranged? Was it pre-arranged before the passing of Lisa?
I don't really know. I don't know. I heard about it, but I can't say I heard about it before she died. I wouldn't like to say yes, I wouldn't like to say no, but I got some friends who went and stuff. But it was like a money spinner again now, because if you had to have your picture taken, you had to pay an extra £60 for that.
Wow. So does anybody know what does the show entail? She comes on and talks about Elvis, and then...
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. To be honest with you, you know, I've met her, you know, I've 10 years ago when I met her in London for the book signing for the Elvis and the Presleys, and I've seen her in Memphis as well when she's done talks and the concert. But basically, I'm not being funny, but she kind of says the same thing over and over again. And she's showing, you know, the stuff that we've seen on the home movies and answering questions. And I think, you know, I suppose the likes if you went and I went and so we'd probably ask her a question that the general public wouldn't probably ask her if we were there, you know. And would she answer these questions? You know what I mean? I wonder, she would only answer the questions that she wants to answer. You know.
Yeah. So it's like a talk, a Q&A, and then if you want to meet her and have your picture taken, it's £60.
Yeah, pound. I have a mate who went. He said he had to pay for a ticket, of course, and everything else, and then you had to pay the additional fee again if you wanted a quick chat with her, you know. And after that, but I just think, and of course, she was signing pictures and signing them, and of course, you had to pay for them as well. So it probably if you do all that and the ticket, it comes expensive night, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, of course it does. Just backtracking a little bit. You said you met her, yeah? What's she like?
She was pleasant. I didn't really get. I shook her hand and I said hello to her. She quickly signed the book for me, the Elvis and the Presleys. You couldn't have a picture taken with her at the time because it was at Waterstone's bookstore in Oxford Street in London.
Oh, right.
And there was a massive queue.
Yeah.
And of course, the mall, they wanted to get everybody through as quick as they could, you see.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really have a picture, which is a bit of a shame, but, you know, I got her autograph, which was great. It's in the book. That's nice. I've met her. Yeah, it's pleasant enough, you know. I've got friends who have met her the same, you know, and so she's a pleasant lady, you know. So I wouldn't have a bad word about her. Like, but I just thought this was just not. I don't think the time. I think even if this was planned before Lisa died, in your opinion and my opinion, and I hope some of the opinions who on the show tonight, she'd have had the decency to cancel this tour.
Yeah, or postpone it.
Yeah. And
till...
say, look, get me 12 months and I'll come back and, because I wouldn't have thought anybody, I wouldn't have known, would anybody have ever asked any questions about a daughter at the time?
Well, this is it, yeah.
Yeah, and would she just bypass that anyway? But, I don't know. But I just don't think I think it was a bit, not wrong or right, but, I just don't think it was
just too soon, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my opinion, there might be people out there who totally disagree, but,
yeah.
I just think out of mark of respect, it's like, I just thought she might have just passed it by for now and
okay. Right. Well, we'll throw that open, and if anybody does want to ring in and give their opinion, then by all means, yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right, Mark.
It'd be nice to hear what anyone else says anyway.
All right.
Okay.
Cheers, Mark. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody does want to give the other side of the story, I did see Lou Dane saying everyone grieves in their own way. In the United States, folks are expected to return to work in 3 days. Yeah. Hello.
I'm sorry. Hello.
Oh, hi, Dylan.
Hello. You alright?
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good.
Great. What would you like to speak about?
I've got a story about the kindness.
Oh, right. Thing. Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
So it's from either David Stanley or Rick Stanley. I can't remember which brother it is.
Okay.
But it's the story about the kid in the wheelchair.
Oh,
He's got
yes.
like something wrong with his like legs or something, and David Stanley goes, I've got someone who wants to meet you, Elvis. And Elvis is like, well, that I don't meet anyone like before the show. And Rick goes, well, this is someone pretty special. So, and Elvis is like, all right. So then he goes to see this kid, and like this kid's like in a wheelchair, and it's got like all kinds of like other things wrong with him. And Elvis gets on his knees, starts crying in front of the kid.
Okay.
Sits there for like about 5 minutes with him, and then eventually Rick goes, Elvis, we gotta go. We gotta show you. He goes, all right, look after my little friend. He goes, all right. So then he puts him on the side of the stage, and this kid's got a sign, and it says, my impossible dream to meet Elvis came true. So then he turns to, I think, Joe Gershaw, and he says, go into Impossible Dream. And they hadn't played it for like 3 years at this point. So they play it, and like this kid's just like in tears, like crying because like he's met him.
Yeah.
And he sang the song.
Which
I thought was like dead nice.
That's a fantastic story. That really is.
I love that story because like it just shows like someone like him doing something like that for a kid. Like that's just dead nice.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think about what Mark was saying about Priscilla doing the tour so soon after the death of Lisa Marie?
Money.
Yeah, right.
She just wants the cash.
So you do think it was probably a little bit too soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like she's been doing it for years, but I think she could have waited a little bit, like maybe a month. But like this is 2 months after she passed. So I mean, it's a bit too. But I mean, we can't say to Priscilla, "Oh, like you can't do it," because
no,
she's got her own mind.
Yeah.
So I mean, like she can do whatever she wants, really.
Yeah, and as Mark was saying, I said, well, maybe it was all arranged before Lisa's death, but he said, well, she could have postponed it. She could have postponed it.
Well, yeah, and I saw something that Lou Dane said on the chat, and he says that people in America are expected to go back to work after like 3 days.
For 3 days, yeah, that's right.
And it's like, how can you go back to work after 3 days, like after someone died, like
especially somebody very, very close to you. Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you about Elvis's generosity. So, do you think that some people did take advantage of his generosity?
Yeah, because again, even Priscilla said that the people would like go to Graceland just for like a car or like a watch.
Oh, right.
And Elvis would just like see right through it. But even though like I feel like, but here's how Elvis generous is, right? He'd probably still give it anyway, because like he's just that kind.
Yeah. Yeah, it was in his nature, wasn't it?
Yeah, and like Mark was saying, you can't say no to Elvis, really.
No, it must have been very, very hard to say no to him.
Well, yeah. So if he wanted to see, like if he wanted to give you a car, he'll give you a car.
Yeah.
And if he wants to buy you a house, he'll buy you a house.
Yeah, and he would be extremely offended if you didn't take the car or you didn't take the house. Extremely offended, I would imagine.
Yeah, and I've got another thing that popped into my mind real quick. Like I know I'm kind of like blabbering on that a little bit, but you know, last week when we were talking about how like Ronnie was just like not playing to like any like monitors and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. The fact that Ronnie didn't play to a click track shows two things. It shows that A, he's solid as a rock, and B, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Ronnie Tutt. We're talking about Ronnie Tutt, yeah? Yeah. Because Ronnie was some drummer, that's for sure.
Yeah, because here's the thing, right? It's like anyone that doesn't play music, like in a band situation, the drummer is the glue that holds everything together. It doesn't, it doesn't matter how good the front man is.
Mm-hmm.
If the drummer doesn't hold it together, it all goes to pieces. So that's why you want to play to a click track, because then you're gonna get it right.
Yeah.
But the fact that Ronnie didn't play to a click track for like the 8 years that he was with him, just shows that he was
good drummer.
He was solid.
Okay, thanks, Dylan. Thanks very much. Always good to speak to you. Cheers. Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah, I'm just looking here actually at some comments, and Elvis Nation says, devil's advocate, some people throw themselves deep into their work as a way of navigating through grief. That's a very, very good point, actually. Very, very good point. Right, so let's move on a little bit. I'll still take calls on Elvis's generosity, and if anybody wants to make a comment about Priscilla doing her tour so quickly after Lisa's death, by all means, you can do that as well. Let's have a look here. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing any calls. I do have a little bit of news for you, actually. Coming up after this show, there will be a brand new interview that I did during the week, and I managed to get it all edited and post-production and so forth, and I uploaded it for release in about 3/4 of an hour's time. I think I put it down for the top of the hour. So after this show finishes, you'll be able to go and look at or listen and watch the new interview that I've done. Obviously, if you're watching on playback, it's available now. So we're going to do Elvis history. This day in Elvis history, 1953, April the 9th, at an annual minstrel show at L.C. Humes High School in Memphis, Elvis sang "Keep Them Cold Icy Fingers Off Me." After receiving the greatest amount of applause, he was invited to perform an encore and sang Teresa Brewer's "Till I Waltz With You." According to Elvis, I wasn't popular in school, I wasn't dating anybody, and then they entered me in this talent show. And I came out and did my Till I Waltz With You. It was amazing how popular I became after that. Right, so this is the program. Humes High Band Annual Minstrel. As you can see, Thursday, April the 9th, 1953 at 8 p.m. Humes Auditorium. And there's a list of the program. Now, the thing is obviously it's probably too small for you to see. So I'm going to actually zoom in and show you that Elvis was number 16th on the bill. And look how they spelled his name. Elvis, Prestly, Presley, instead of Presley. So in 1953, who would become one of the most famous people in the world, They couldn't spell his surname right. How things were going to change. 1955, Elvis performed That's All Right, I Got a Woman and Blue Moon of Kentucky at the Louisiana Hayride in Shreveport. 1956, we have Elvis and the band flew to the Memorial Auditorium in Wichita Falls, Texas, where he performed at the Municipal Auditorium at 7 and 9 p.m. I like this one coming up now. 1957. Yeah, I've got some pictures here, actually. Elvis and Drewy Phillips dropped by Sam Phillips's house late in the evening. They played some pool. And Elvis's son, Sam Phillips's son, Knox Phillips, and Elvis there. There's Knox stood behind him. There's Elvis in Sam's kitchen. That's actually a still from some 8mm home movie footage that was taken that evening at Sam's house, and it's available on YouTube. So we've now got 1960. Back home in Memphis, Elvis went on a shopping spree. Here we go. More generosity. Later in the evening, he went with his entourage to the Rollerdrome and the Memphian. 1961. Now, we've got a whole list here of films that he was working on throughout the years in April of 1961. It was obviously Blue Hawaii. Excuse me. 1962, Girls, Girls, Girls. 1965, Harem Holiday. Just look at him there. Wow. 1966, Spin Out with the dual guitar. We've got 1967, Clam Bake, of course, just before he got married. We've got 1968, Live a Little, Love a Little. Wow, look at that. That's definitely a thud, isn't it? Norset says, love that video, wish there was audio. Yeah, I wish there was audio for that video of him at Sam Phillips's house. 1972, yeah, we've got Elvis performed at the Coliseum, Hampton Roads, Virginia, 2:30 and 8 p.m. This show was filmed by Abel and Adage, his film crew, while RCA recorded this evening show. Obviously, Abel and Adage was working on Elvis on tour. Let's show you some photographs from the 2:30 when he had the Burning Love. It's known as the Burning Love suit because it's a red pinwheel, isn't it? So there is the 2:30 show. And we're coming up for the 8 p.m. show. Oh, there's some color shots. Obviously taken by a fan quite close to the stage. That's a good one. You can see the MGM cameras there. Some great shots. So that's the 2:30. Great shot. Then we have the 8 p.m. show, and he changed into the blue. Can't even talk today. Blue pinwheel. As I say, both these shows were filmed by the MGM cameras. And yes, I'm going to say it. Come on, let's get the unseen footage released and the unheard audio. Release that footage. Please release the Elvis on tour footage. Right. So that was this day in Elvis history. Photoshop. Kindly donated by Kirsty who runs a Instagram page called Exposing the Elvis Photoshops. And it is... Oh, before we go any further, I would like to ask you, bottom right-hand corner, subscribe and click the bell and turn it black for all notifications. And this is the Photoshop, and it's this one. As you can see, Kirsty has actually put fake at the bottom of it, because when you go and you click on this here, you'll see that they've used the Elvis from a photograph taken during the filming of Paradise Hawaiian Style, and they've made his hair longer, and they've added sideburns. And the Lisa Marie shot is this one, but they've flipped it over so her head is turning the other way, away from Elvis's kiss, if you like. And that is this week's Photoshop. If you know of any Photoshops that you want to send in to me, send the Photoshop and obviously the original as well, and we can maybe use it in a future show. So don't forget, the poll is still running. Was Elvis's generosity taken advantage of by some? And I think it's going to be a very, very high vote for one of those. And I think you can probably guess. Bossa Nova Baby says, I thought Baz had the extra reels given from Elvis on tour. Well, as far as I know, Baz is going to be given access to the audio and the visual, and hopefully he will work his magic with that. Right, so we also did a caption this photo, didn't we, during the week? And it was this one. And let's have a look. Here we go. We got a lot of people commenting on this photograph, obviously taken whilst Elvis was in the army in Germany. Just by the look of this hair, it looks like it's an army haircut. So that's what I think anyway. And people were saying, I bet you I can beat you with my eyes closed, honey. Don't be cruel, Elvis, let me win. My babe, I can't stand no cheating, my babe. The Colonel taught me how to strong arm. That was another one. I can feel his hand in mine, and that's enough for me. That was very, very clever. But the one that won is Kirsty Marie. And she said, Elvis, I can't believe you're not letting me win. You're not living up to your soft gentleman image. And Elvis says, baby, the image is one thing and the human being is another. So well done, Kirsty. She wins this week's Caption This Photo. So we have got to move on now to a song I wish Elvis had recorded. You know, if you're going around doing your weekly business and you hear a song playing and you think, I wish Elvis had recorded that, well, send it in to me and I'll tell you what I think and maybe feature it in a future program. Yeah, I could definitely hear Elvis singing that. And as I said at the top of the show, I hope you're checking these I wish Elvis had recorded songs out, because I always leave a link in the description box below to the song, so you can just click on it and it'll take you to you. Don't forget, we have got a target of 300 likes for this video, so if you can give this video a like, smash the like button as some people say, and also share it as well if you can, but subscribe as well. Don't forget to subscribe, because it all helps. Now, the song I wish Elvis had recorded, suggested by Lordina. It's a song by American singer-songwriter Stevie Wonder, recorded for his 16th studio album, Inner Visions. I almost said Intervisions, and Inner Visions in 1973. The song is a pop ballad with lyrics that describe the end of a relationship through the use of cliches. American vocalist Barbra Streisand released the song as a single in 1974 for her 15th studio album, The Way We Were. If you're not familiar with the song, I'll put a link below to it, and you can leave comments in the comments section to tell me what you think. The song is All in Love is Fair. And Lordina says the best cover is the Mark Anthony one from 1974. So that's what I said. I'll drop a link in the description box below, and you can click on it and you can have a listen, and you can let me know what you think in the description, in the comments section. And as I say, if you want to send in a I Wish Elvis Had Recorded song, please do, and I can probably use it in a future show. Right, let's just have a wee look and see. People are still voting actually on the poll. Was Elvis's generosity taken advantage of by some? And Helen Murray says up to 95 likes at the moment. That's very, very good. Very, very good. But as I say, the target is 300 likes, and the like is not for me, it's not for Steve, it's for Elvis. Every thumbs up on this video is a thumbs up for Elvis. As I say, in about half an hour's time, there will be a brand new interview being uploaded on this channel. It's a interview that I did during the week, and I managed to get it all edited together and uploaded and scheduled for about half an hour's time for your enjoyment. Oh, yes. What have I got to do here? I've got to do a YouTube channel that I recommend. And this one is run by Ed, and it's called The King's Court. And Ed, if you're watching, I don't know if you watch my shows, or I know you've actually commented on my stream now and again. So I'm recommending your channel. It's a great channel. He does unboxings as far as I know, and he shows new releases and all those sort of things, and covers Elvis, and it's called The King's Court. So if you're not familiar with that YouTube channel, please check it out. I know a lot of you will be. And again, I'll leave a wee link to The King's Court YouTube channel below, so you can just click on it and go straight to it. What have I got to do? I've done I wish caption this photo. We've done that. Yeah. Smoking hot. Yes, smoking hot photo. How could I forget smoking hot photo? Ladies, stand by for the no, that's not it. That's the caption photo. Right, here we go. Smoking hot. Here we are. There you go. And that's Elvis. It's a publicity shot taken in, I think it was about February 1959 in the Telefunken studios in Frankfurt. RCA commissioned it because they wanted some images of Elvis to get ready to use for when he when he got out of the army, so they could have them for covers, LP covers and things like that. Elvis's back, the photograph for Elvis's back was taken at this very, very photo session. But this is one I've picked out that you might not have seen before. And it's a bit of a sultry look, isn't it? And Shirley says, "Be still my heart." Jenny's just put a heart. Young Elvis is my favorite, says Norset 45. Brent's Elvis Nation is an amazing channel as well. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll recommend Brent's as well. So Elvis Nation, if you want to pop over and see Elvis Nation as well, you'll find it just by feeding it into YouTube. So yeah, I'll do two recommendations this week, Elvis Nation and The King's Court. Kirsty Marie says, "Look at that baby face." Yeah, I know, he seems to have a real baby sort of face in those shots taken in Frankfurt in early 1959. So that's this week's smoking hot photograph. I'm going to give the poll result in a second. I think I've done. Elvis Nation says, "God bless you, Steve." No problem whatsoever, Brent. No problem whatsoever. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover tonight. I do want to give you a reminder that there will be a brand new interview coming up about half an hour after this this show finishes. And of course, if you're watching on playback, it's available now this very moment. I have to give you the poll result because end poll. There you are. Was Elvis's generosity taken advantage of by some? Overwhelmingly, 89% say yes, and only 10% say no. Those 10%, I'd love to hear from them to think that nobody took advantage of Elvis's generosity. He was his kind nature was unfortunately taken advantage of by some. That's my opinion. Of course, it's my opinion only. Don't forget, targets of 300. So when you're watching this video, even if you're watching this video on playback, please give it a thumbs up, because every thumbs up is a thumbs up for Elvis. Let's have a look at some comments. He was such a giving soul, and even before he had no money. Yeah, I know. Even before he had no money, he was a generous soul, apparently. Kirsty says, whoop whoop, new interview. I'm working nights tonight, so plenty of time to watch it. Okay. Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about it. It's by a young fan. He's only 19 years of age, and I'm fascinated how at 19 years of age he's so knowledgeable and so passionate about Elvis Presley. He's very intelligent. He speaks very eloquently about all things Elvis, and I just wanted to get him on, and I wanted to ask him about how he got bitten by the Elvis bug and how he then progressed from being a fan to an Elvis tribute artist. So that is the interview that I did, and it was literally just like two Elvis fans chatting on the phone at some times, and we would go off at a tangent on other things because we would something that we were saying would remind us of something about Elvis, so we'd go on and we'd discuss that for a little while, then we'd come back to what we were talking about, then we go off at another tangent, and he really was a pleasure to speak to. So I hope you'll look forward to hearing that new interview that I've done on this channel in about 30 minutes. So that's it for this week again. It went really fast again. Happy Easter to you all, by the way. I meant to say that at the start of the show. And I have a day off tomorrow because, of course, Easter Monday being a holiday here. And if it's a holiday with you, then please do enjoy it. We will do all these things again next week and more. But until next Sunday, please look after yourselves. Bye-bye now. Oh, by the way, thanks to the callers this week.
Elvis has left the building. Thank you and good night.